Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Living in Alignment. It's your girl JahnaSia B. I am so excited to be here today. I'm coming to y'all from Mexico. If you all do not know, your girl has moved to Mexico. If you all did not listen to my last episode, y'all go listen to that last episode because I talk about the move to Mexico, why I moved to Mexico, what I like about Mexico, or the whole shebang, right? But today I want to talk about something else relating to my move. So, first and foremost, everyone has been calling me about this move to Mexico. Everyone has been talking to me about how I did it, why Mexico out of all places. I love Mexico City, y'all, because I can breathe. But that's not what this episode is about today. This episode is about your purpose, your why, your dreams. It's about that. So, one of my absolute favorite travel aunties. I'm calling her my travel auntie. One of my absolute favorite travel aunties is Adelia Aborshade. I believe I'm saying her name right. If I'm not, I'm so sorry, auntie. I'm really, really sorry. And I say auntie with so much love and admiration, right? So she posted something on her YouTube channel that talks about purpose. So another auntie of mine, I'm gonna meet these people, y'all. I'm gonna meet these people because I already adopted them in my head. But Stephanie Perry said something in regards to your dreams. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to talk about this because y'all, we have commodified our lives. But before I even get into it, y'all, let's listen to Auntie Stephanie.
I don't care about your purpose. I don't care about your purpose. I don't care about your purpose. Live your dreams. I think black women have done enough operating within our purpose to the detriment of our own dreams. If you have a purpose in life, okay, but how your dreams doing? If you don't know your purpose and you're struggling with that, change the question. Not what is my purpose? What are my dreams? Too many times, black women get the message to be for others more than you are for yourself. Show up for others in a way that you don't show up for yourself. Sacrifice for yourself in order to pour into others. I've opted out. I've opted out. I wish I could do that for you too, right? I think enough with your purpose. Live your dreams.
Y'all, let's get into this. Let's get into this because I wholeheartedly agree with Miss Stephanie Perry. I think that we put so much attention and time on our purpose that we forget all about our dreams. All about our dreams. And it's like, damn, at one point in time, I dreamed. At one point in time, I lived. At one point in time, I felt like I could do anything and everything. But then somewhere down the line, some adult that we thought knew everything came and told us, no, you can't be this. You have
You
to
have
be
to be
this.
this
Because
because
this
this
makes
makes
the
the
money,
money,
right?
right?
And you
And you
want to
want to
go
go
after
after
the
the
money
money
because
because
the
the
money
money
is
is
what's
what's
supposed to
supposed to
bring you
bring you
happiness,
happiness,
right?
right?
Wrong. Absolutely the fuck wrong. There's so many of us out here who thinks that our life has to have some type of purpose. We have to have a why as to why we are here, but we completely forget about our dreams. We completely ignore or negate our dreams. So, after watching this video with Miss Perry and Adelia Aborshade, I can put all of their information in the show notes for you all. But after watching this episode with them, it really made me sit back and say, what are your dreams? And then, y'all, I am a true student. Like, I'm a true student, y'all. So, I went and I asked other people, if you didn't have to worry about money, right? If that was not a concern at all whatsoever, what would your dreams be? So I asked my best friend this first, and my best friend is a therapist, love her to pieces. And she said, if I didn't have to worry about money, I would still do therapy. I would still do therapy, but I would only do therapy like part time, and I would travel the world because that's my dream. My dream is to be able to afford my life, my lifestyle, to be financially free, to be financially happy. That's my dream. And I'm like, okay.
So,
So, how many of us,
how
how
many of
many
us
of
are
us are
actually
actually
living
living
our
our
dreams?
dreams?
How
How
many of
many
us
of us
are
are
actually
actually
doing
doing
the
the
thing
thing
that
that
we
we
really
really
desire to
desire to
do?
do?
Or
Or
how
how
many of
many
us
of
are
us are
actually
actually
doing the
doing the
thing
thing
for
for
society and
society
for
and
the
for the
economy?
economy? Because let's keep it real, y'all. Let's keep it real. The shit that we're not doing it for us. We're not being doctors and lawyers and nurses and this and that and the other for us. We're doing it because of the economy. We spend 40 years of our lives being a slave to an economy. Because if you think about it, monkeys, elephants, dolphins, all the other animals, they don't have to pay to live on this earth that spirit, God, Allah, Shekinah, whatever you want to call it, has provided for us. They see a banana or a mango or whatever on a tree, they pick it, they eat it. They don't have to pay for it. The same thing applies for electricity, for water, things like that. That type of stuff, I don't think that we should have to pay for that. That is something that Spirit gave to
To
us
us
in
in
order
order
for
for
us
us
to
to
live
live
our
our
lives.
lives.
So,
So
why
why
in
in
the
the hell?
hell are we paying for it? That makes absolutely no sense to me. We go into a field, we work for 40 years. And with us working, we're paying taxes, we're paying this, we're paying that. 50% here, 40% here, 2% here. Da, 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 da. We're doing all of this, but it's to keep an economy going. It's not necessarily to make us happy. I'll never forget when I was in high school. At the time, I really didn't know what it is that I wanted to do. Because in my mind, I was like, I want to do it all. I don't want to limit myself to one thing. Never forget my English teacher. He said to me, well, I said to him, I said, I want to be a fashion. No, I said, I want to be a CIA agent with a cover up as a fashion designer. And he was like, well, that's all good and dandy that that's what you want to do, but let's be honest, you can't do all of that in one lifetime. We have adults like this in our school system telling our melanated kids, our melanated kids, that these are things that they can't do. Not, okay, wait a minute. Let's pause. Let's take a step back. Why do you want to do this? You want to be a CIA agent because of what? Okay, you want to do, or you want to be a fashion designer because of what? It was, well, that's really not possible for you to do. Da, 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 da. And I will never forget that because it's like, yo, you are supposed to be here to extract. That's what a teacher does. You pull the information out of the student, you help the student, you guide the student. But here
You
you
are
are
telling
telling
me,
me,
as
as
a
a
17
17
year
year
old
old
kid,
kid,
inner
inner
city
city
youth,
youth,
that
that
I
I
can't
can't
do
do
X,
X,
Y,
Y,
and
and
Z
Z because
because your
your
imagination
imagination
is
is
small.
small.
That's not my issue. That sounds like something that you need to figure that out.
For that, before I wanted to be a fashion designer, right? Never forget, sitting at the table with my dad, my grandmother, and my poppy. And my dad asked me, or we got on the subject of what I wanted to do. And I'll never forget, I was like, Daddy, I want to be a veterinarian. In my mind, a veterinarian was what the crocodile hunter did. So I thought that going out into the world, helping animals, doing all of that, that was what the crocodile hunter did. And so I thought that that was a veterinarian. So I was like, yeah, I want to be like the crocodile hunter. I want to help animals. But again, I'm a child. I'm probably about 7 years old, so I don't know any better. I learned that he was a TV personality, right? Okay, hold on. Stay with me though. Moving forward though, one of my favorite movies, or a few of my favorite movies, was Anaconda, The Mummy 1, and The Mummy 2. Okay, so stay with me. So as I'm watching these movies, I'm like, yo, I want to go on a safari trip like them. Like, I want to do that for a living. That's what I want to do. I want to have an adventure. Or as Evie said in The Mummy, adventurer or explorer. I am a librarian. But no, for real, I didn't want to be a librarian. I wanted to be an adventurer. I wanted to be an explorer.
I
I
wanted
wanted
to
to
be
be
like, what's that guy? Indiana Jones. I wanted to be like that.
That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to have adventures. And of course, at the time, I didn't have the language for it. But now that I'm older, I understand. Like, damn, I wanted to be an adventurer. I wanted to be an explorer. I wanted to do this, that, and the other. So it brings me to right now. It brings me to right now in this moment. I took the longest way to get to this point right here. So I have a bachelor's in rhetoric and speech communication, which is basically just knowing words and public speaking, the whole nine, right? And then I have a master's in communication, culture, and media, right? And then I started a PhD in communication, culture, and media, and then I quit. Now, when I first embarked on this journey of being a communication expert, I really didn't know what exactly it was that I was looking for, to be quite frank, to be honest. I I knew, well, at one point I thought that I wanted to be like Oprah. Like, I thought I wanted to have my own show, etc., etc. But this is about to sound selfish, but it is what it is. I really didn't care about other people's lives. That's not why I wanted the show. That's not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to have people on my show to talk about their lives and their trauma and this, that. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to have a show like Eliza Thornberry. That's what I wanted. Like, I wanted to have a show where I'm showing people my experiences. I'm telling people about, my adventure, and I'm inspiring other people by sharing my adventure with them. That is what I wanted to do. And school, for a lot of people, for me, myself growing up, school was a way out of the hood, or school was a way out of Syracuse at the time, because y'all, Syracuse is some shit. You feel me? Like, that was the way out. That was my escape. It was through school. Like, that was the way out. That was my escape. It was through school. But again, I didn't have the language. I didn't have the language to articulate what exactly it was that I was looking for. I remember I had a reading done by this lady, dope as hell, cool as fuck. She's like my cancer twin, Sheena. Y'all need to check her out. And she did this reading for me, and she was like, I see in the cards that you have everything in you to be successful, but you're taking the longest way there. Now, at the time when we were talking, I had my interior design business. And for me, I didn't want this big conglomerate type of business. That's not what I was looking for. Honestly, what I was interested in was just having fun. I did interior designing because it was fun for me. But when I tried to scale it up in my head, how would that look if it was a big business? It just wasn't computing. It was just like this. Like, it wasn't like this, but it was like, it just was not computing for me. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm supposed to make all of this money. Like, I'm supposed to be this it girl. What the fuck is going on? Like, that's my thought. Like, what's happening? What's going on? Why am I not where it is that I'm supposed to be? But like she said, you took the longest route to get here. So it's bringing me back to this very moment. It's bringing me back to that moment when I'm at the dinner table with my grandparents and my father, and I'm explaining to them that I want to be this explorer, this adventurer. That is what I wanted to do. That is my dream. So when Stephanie Perry says, I don't care about your purpose, what is your dream? Or that's cool that you have a purpose, but how your dream's doing, that shit heavy for me. That shit hits so heavy for me. It hits like right here because for forever and a day, I've been trying to figure out why I'm here. What is my purpose? Why am I here? Why did I choose to come to live this life in this moment, in this instance, in this decade, in this lifetime? Why did I come to live here? Why did I decide to sign this soul contract? These are questions that I've been asking, but I've been asking the wrong questions. If we stop worrying about purpose and we stopped worrying about money and we followed our dreams, one, we would be so much happier. Two, we would feel so much more fulfilled. So if Spirit said, your purpose on this earth is to come here and live out your dreams, what the hell would you be doing? I had to ask myself this, like dead ass, what the fuck would you be doing right now?
Not have to worry about money. If I didn't have to worry about bills, if I didn't have to worry about none of that, your girl will be traveling around. Your girl will be doing exactly what she's doing right now. Recording a podcast, recording like a reality style type of TV show, like the Wild Thornberries. Listen, I'm trying to be the Black Wild Thornberry. You feel me? Like, this is me, Eliza Thornberry, a part of your average family.
I have a dad and a mom and a sister. And there's Donnie.
And Darwin, he found us. Like, baby, I'm trying to do that. Like, that would be my dream. My dream would be to create this experience for you all to follow along, to enjoy it. Like, that would be my dream.
That is my dream, actually. Let me not say would be. That is my dream. My dream is to have an immersive experience where I'm bringing people along the ride. And I'm just talking to y'all, and maybe I'm inspiring another woman to leave the country. Maybe I'm teaching you all something that I done learned, because your girl loves to learn, and everybody keeps telling me that I'm a teacher at heart. That's my dream. It took me a bachelor's, a master's, half of a PhD, and many different experiences in the workforce for me to figure that out. And guess what? I'm okay with that. And I'm okay with that because it adds to my story. I can say I've done communications. I can say I've done teaching. I can say that I've been a professor. I can say that I've ran my own business. I can say I've ran two businesses. I can say that I've done a spiritual business. These are things that I can say, and it all adds to the story. So when we're out here and we're in the world and we're asking ourselves these questions, we're not really asking ourselves, well, what's my dream? Not what's my purpose, not what job do I want to have, what's my dream? And that's something that I asked my students when I was teaching. What's your dream?
Don't tell me about what job you want to do. Don't tell me about how much money you want to make, because I don't care about that. Tell me what's your dream. And so many of my kids said that they wanted to be artists.
So many of my kids said that they wanted to be artists, and their parents did not approve of them being artists. They did not support their dreams of being artists. So to incorporate their dreams into our classroom environment, I let them draw and I let them tell me stories. Draw pictures and write about it. Asked my aunt, I said, Auntie, what's your dream? What's your dream? Don't tell me about how much money you want to make. I'm not worried about that. What's your dream? And you know what she said, y'all? She said, my dream has always been to write books. books. You know what my aunt is doing? She's working in the medical field right now. She's been working in the medical field since I can remember. And now you're 40, and the thing that brought you joy at one point in time, that thing that brought you joy at one point in time, you feel like you've lost it because you listened to someone who you felt had your best interest at heart, and maybe they did. You listen to them tell you, well, you know what? That sounds good, but you're going to be a starving artist. That sounds good, but you're not going to make a lot of money. I get that you want to help people, but you're not going to do da-da-da-da-da. So the thing that you wanted to do, the person that you wanted to be, your dream was squandered by somebody else whose dream was squandered by somebody else. Whose dream was squandered by an economy that was built by a business that was built by a group of people who don't give a damn about humanity, but cares only about the dollar. Let that sink in. Because on some G shit, we're not working for us. We're working for our economy. We're working for our government. And when you really sit down and you really think about how much we have commodified our lives, you be like, damn, well, we ain't got no more room left for humanity. All of us have been fed, in America specifically is what I'm talking about. We all been fed the American Kool-Aid. They said, go to school. They said, get a job. They said, work for 40 years at said job so you can retire. But one of the things that my therapist and I have talked about is, at least for me, the reason why I am so resistant and I rebel against that notion is because to me, I process it as you want me to suffer now so that I can have fun later. And I'm not willing to suffer now so that I can have fun later, because there's a possibility that there won't be no damn later. So now I done wasted 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years working my fingers to the bone, putting off my quote unquote instant fun for a long-term gain that we don't know for a fact we're going to be able to enjoy. The only thing we know for certain is that we're going to die. So I'm going to enjoy my life today. I'm going to enjoy it right now. I'm going to enjoy it in this moment. And I'm going to figure this shit out. I'm going to jump and grow my wings on the way down. Why am I sitting here working so hard to make this person rich that doesn't give a damn about me, when I can, it's not even about the money, but when I can be fulfilling myself, when I can be filling my cup, when I can go and live in alignment with my soul contract, with my soul purpose, with my dream, I can live in alignment with my dream. I'm at this point in my life where I'm asking myself, am I living or am I existing? At one point in time, I sincerely thought that what I was doing was living. You go to school, you go to work, I'm living. My dad said something to me when I was about 24, maybe 25, and he said, baby, just live. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, what the hell is this man talking about? I'm over here, I'm living, I'm doing exactly what it is that I'm supposed to be doing, sir. I am living. I did everything y'all said to do. I went to school, I got the degrees. I did that. I'm living. What you talking about? But then I realized I wasn't living. I was just existing. The government don't give a fuck about JahnaSia's dream. The government don't give a fuck about your dream. The government don't care. It's not about that. It's about the almighty dollar. See, the thing is that when we are in America, cash rules everything around us.
Cash rules everything around me. Queen, get the money.
Here we
Dollar,
go.
dollar
And I'm not saying that it's not that in other places, in other countries. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is that the way that other countries are structured in comparison to America, specifically Mexico, are structured around family. I saw a man walking down the street the other day, and you wouldn't believe what he had on, y'all. He had on a Victoria's Secret pink sweatshirt. Now, it was a black and white sweatshirt, but it was the Victoria's Secret brand. It said pink on the back. And he's walking with his wife, and they just strolling, coming from Walmart, having a good old time. Happy. He didn't give a fuck. His whole thing was, it's a shirt. It's clean. I'm loved. I'm with my wife. I am a living. And I'm just like, damn. It really made me think about the society that we have been indoctrinated into. I say all of this to say, I'm with Miss Perry on this one. I don't give a fuck about your purpose. You got it? Cool. Wonderful. So happy for you. How your dreams doing though? Hold on. Is this mic on? How your dreams doing though? When was the last time you talked to yourselves? Or the millions and trillions and billions of cells that's in your body that makes up the beautiful manifestation, the beautiful goddess or God that is you? When was the last time you did that? When was the last time you poured into yourself? And I don't mean that capitalism, fake TikTok shit, oh, I'm doing a self-care day, let me go get my hair done, my nails done, No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the real shit. I sent a message to my little brother yesterday, and I said, I'm going to tell you something that other people may not agree with. I'm going to tell you something that other people are going to tell you was wrong, but I want you to think about who's telling you that it's wrong. I asked him, what's your dream? He tells me his dream. And I said, don't chase the money. Chase your dream and never stop dreaming. Never stop dreaming. They're going to tell you to go get the 401k. They're going to tell you to go work and stick and stay at a place. They're going to tell you to do all of that. And yes, surviving is important, but thriving and living out of survival mode is just as important as getting a piece of paper with a dead president on it. As I'm unlearning the American way of life, I'm learning to decentralize money and centralize my happiness and centralize my dreams and centralize joy. And in the process of learning to do that, I'm learning what's important and what isn't. Like, I remember I wanted a Louis bag so bad, y'all. Like, when I say, I was like, I know once I'm able to buy myself a Louis bag and I'm able to drive a Benz, G-Wagon, I know I've made it. I've had opportunities to drive G-Wagons. I've had opportunities to own Louis bags. And even with those materialistic items, guess what? Your girl still wasn't fulfilled. I still wasn't happy. It wasn't until I finally stopped being scary, got my ass up, bought my ticket, got my Airbnb, and brought my ass over here to another country that I was like, yo, I'm living my dream. I didn't feel like I was living my dream any other time. When I was a professor, when I was a teacher, when I was working in corporate communications, when I was going to when I was traveling for work, I didn't feel like I was living out my dream. When I was 7 years old, here it is, coming full circle back to this very point. And this is what that woman meant when she said, I see you being successful. I see you having money, but you're taking the longest route to get there, and I don't know why. Because I stopped dreaming. Because I put my dream on hold. One of the things that Monica, my therapist, as I've had explained to you all before, one of the things that she has said to me previously is, when you get over to this country in this new place, you are going to do some unlearning. Just because you're leaving America doesn't mean that you're leaving America. So when you leave America physically, you also have to leave America mentally. Motherfuckers don't give a fuck about no piece of paper from no college with a seal on it. Like, that's cool. I'm great. I'm happy that you had that. That's wonderful. But can you do the job? There is this shaman or something. I don't know what he is, but I'm going to just call him a shaman for lack of better words. That man doesn't have a degree. He has a spirit-given gift. and he uses his spirit-given gift to help other people. And with that gift, he's able to afford a lifestyle where he's able to commune and connect with other people and help other people and heal other people and do all of these things with other people. That's what he does. It's over in America where we're like, well, before you can connect and commune with other people, you have to go on and you have to get this degree. And then once you get this degree, now you win thousands of dollars of debt. But the degree that you got, maybe you can't really afford it because now inflation is through the roof, or the jobs don't pay as they used to do. So now you're like, well, damn, I done put off my dream of being to get this piece of paper to prove that I am worthy and to prove that I can practice or I can do X, Y, and Z. For you to tell me that my piece of paper, I can't do nothing with it don't matter? Or you not going to pay me for it? Where the fuck they do that at, America? When are we going to stop living from our root chakra and doing the thing that we are here to do? And if you don't know what you're here to do, baby, let me tell you, you are put on this earth to live the life that your soul contract signed up for. You are put on this earth to live your dream. Your girl ain't above her own advice, because it's sometimes where I have to really replay my own podcast episodes back to myself to remind myself, like, yo, this is what you set out to do. You set out to do this, or you wanted to do this, or this makes you happy, or when you did this part of the job or whatever, this made you happy. So what if you could take this part of the job? What else would you do? This brings me to my last point, because this is something that I've noticed that us as Americans, this is what we do. And I get it, because we're indoctrinated into a society that only cares about money, that only cares about individualism, that does not care about collectivism, that does not care about community. We try to make money off of every fucking thing. And some things you just don't need to make money off of. And I know, because I've done it. I tried to make money off of stuff that made me happy. I tried to make money off of interior designing and decorating and DIY. And now I don't even fucking touch anything that has to do with DIY and design, because I was so busy trying to make money. You know, with this move to this new country, I have inspired a lot of people. People have been calling me and texting me and messaging me and voice noting me and asking me different questions about what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, how I'm sustaining myself, etc., etc. With these people calling me, right? One of the things I said was, damn, how can I turn this into a way to profit? Then I had to stop myself. And I had to say, you're trying to make money off of somebody else's problem. And that's the problem with America. You are being a capitalist through and through. They're coming to you and they're asking you all of these questions, and here you are asking, how can you make money off of this person's problem? Like, when you say that shit out loud, it sounds real fucked up, because it is. But that's essentially what we do in a capitalist society. We find the things that someone finds an issue or someone finds as an insecurity, and we sell to them. And we say, hey, you're not happy with your skin? Here, buy this product. You're not happy with your nose? Here, come get my service. So I had to stop myself and I had to say, is this your dream, or are you just trying to make money? I think we get so caught up in what we think we're supposed to do, like our purpose, as women in particular. So I looked up online why it is important for us to have a purpose. And what I found is quite interesting. Research has shown that people who have a sense of purpose are happier, more than resilient, and more successful than those who don't. Having a purpose or knowing your purpose means knowing what you want to achieve and why it matters. Purpose is about serving others. So in other articles, and I'm saying it all has very similar language and comments, and I'm like, okay. So one of the things, for instance, it says that the purpose of having a purpose in life is to help and serve others. And I think that's interesting, because I'm like, so you mean to tell me that I'm here on this earth to serve other people? No. No, I don't believe that that's what my purpose is. Will I help other people on the way? Absolutely. But my very first thing on my agenda is to make sure that I'm good, to make sure that I'm happy. Am I good? Am I happy? Am I safe? Am I living out my dream? Oh, okay, cool. Now, if I'm doing all three of these things, then we can talk about how I'm helping other people. But I can't help nobody if I'm not helping myself, because guess what? You can't pour from an empty cup.
There was one more thing that I wanted to add that I thought about after I finished recording this video, and it's the messages that women, in particular Black women, receive, whether it's consciously or subconsciously, whether it's overt or covert. Women are constantly told that they need to sacrifice themselves, who they are, their identity, etc., for other people, whether it's their husbands, whether it's their children, their family, etc. They're constantly told that they must sacrifice in the ways that men are not told to sacrifice. So for example, you can't be a CEO because you're a mom. If you decide that you wanted to be a CEO, you're a unfit workaholic, bad mother at this point. It's almost like the message is to relinquish one part of you once you become a mom or a wife. It's as if these two identities can't coexist. And this message is not given to men. Men are not required to relinquish parts of who they are to be something else. In fact, they're encouraged to preserve their identity even. So when we're talking about dreams and following our dreams as women, as mothers, as wives, one must not forget who they were before they adopted those titles, right? Because before you were a wife, before you were a mother, you were a person who had dreams. You were a person who had desires. What were those desires before you had those titles, before you gained those titles?
The last little tidbit that I want to leave you with, I saw this on one of my favorites, My Leak. Whatever you're creating, it's not about the thing you're working on. It's about the person you're becoming by creating that thing. The act of creation creates us. Last one, we often celebrate work ethic and love seeing someone work hard. But I'm curious, have you celebrated someone's rest ethic? Are you resting? Are you taking the time to really rejuvenate and rest? A lot of us are not. What are your dreams? And if you don't know what your dreams are, I implore you to take out a piece of paper. I implore you to write. I implore you to think about the thing that you wanted to do when you were a child before somebody told you that you couldn't do the shit. I implore you to really sit down and ask yourself those hard ass questions and just listen to what it is that you have to say and don't be ashamed of it. I implore you to really ask yourself, how am I following my dream so that I may live in alignment with my highest vibration and I may live the life that I deserve? That's my question for you. That's what I'm gonna leave y'all with. I ain't gonna go no further. I ain't gonna go no further. I'm gonna just leave it there. Until next time, y'all. Love, peace, and high vibrations.